For PokerGaming.com, this is James Gwill. Event number 52 of the 2010 World Series of Poker was a $25,000 Six-Handed NL Holdem event. This event was the second largest buy-in of this WSOP, trailing only the $50,000 Poker Players Championship. 191 of the world's finest players turned out to take their shot at this event, and a grand prize of $1,315,518. Daniel Negreanu was at the top of the leaderboard for most of this event, and many were interested to see if he could actually make the final table. Unfortunately, he fell about one table shy and finished in 11th place. The final table of this event was headlined by Frank Kassela. Kassela has already won 2 bracelets in this WSOP, and going into the final table, he was looking to take down the WSOP Player of the Year race as well. This final table has all but locked up the Player of the Year title. Pretty much the only person that could catch him at this point is John Jawanda, and Jawanda pretty much has to finish 3rd or better in the main event. There are a few others that could catch him, but they have to pretty much win the main event to catch Kassela at this point. Now, a couple of those players include Michael Mizrachi and Min the Master Win, who are very capable of winning the main event. However, unless one of them goes on a really deep run, don't figure anyone to catch Kassela at this point. Dan Kelly took more than a 2-to-1 chip lead into this final table. Mikhail Thuritz was also at this final table, and this gives him final tables at both of the high buy-in events of this year's WSOP. Joining them were Jason Somerville, Eugene Kachalov, and Sean Buchanan. So this is a really strong final table for this event, which was actually expected by many, since this is going to be primarily a top-tier pro and online pro type of event. Frank Kassela eventually finished 3rd at the final table, giving him a 60-point lead going into the main event. As I said before, John Jawanda is really the only person with any legitimate chance to catch him at this point. By the way, one name I did neglect to mention was Vladimir Shmelev. He can also catch Kassela, but much like Mizrachi and Dan Heimiller and Min the Master Win, he pretty much has to win the main event in order to win Player of the Year. Heads-up play in this event was between Dan Kelly and Sean Buchanan. Buchanan actually led at this point, $7.87 million to $6.46 million. However, Kelly would take over the chip lead by nearly $3 million before the last hand of the event went down. The final hand saw Buchanan shove pre-flop with pocket jacks, and Kelly made the call with the ace of clubs and 10 of diamonds. The flop fell 6-4-3 in the turn of 5, and it looked like that Buchanan was going to double up at this point. However, Kelly was able to spike an ace on the river and left Buchanan and his supporters stunned as Kelly hit a pair of aces on the river to take not only the hand, but also the $25,000 Six-Handed NL Holdem bracelet. In addition to the bracelet, Dan Kelly has taken home $1.3 million in prize money, and essentially the 3rd richest prize of this 2010 World Series of Poker. Congratulations to Dan Kelly. By the way, one thing that should be noted, Doyle Brunson has mentioned after this win that Dan Kelly has also won himself a sponsorship with Doyle's Room. They were holding a Brunson 10 promotion in which certain players would be part of an elite group from the website. Doyle said that if any player won a bracelet at the 2010 WSOP that was competing for this honor, that they would automatically be in. Dan Kelly was one of these players that was competing for a spot, and his bracelet win has locked himself a spot up on the Brunson 10. So not only has he basically padded his bankroll quite a bit, he's also pretty much locked up his poker future for quite a while. So congratulations to Dan Kelly. For more, stay tuned to PokerGaming.com as we bring you more coverage and recaps from the 2010 World Series of Poker.